Hey, what is going on, everyone? It's me, Mr. Mario, and welcome to another episode of Mario's Minute. In case you are not aware, this is a monthly podcast I do, and this is a second podcast I do here on the channel. I have two, in case you don't know. I have Mod Chat, which is the live stream, live show / podcast that I do with Devin, otherwise known as Paranoid Coder, where we talk about things in the modding world that are going on. And I also have Mario's Minute, which just started this year, and we've been doing it for, at this point now, 6 months straight. This is a series where I just really talk about whatever the hell I want to. Sometimes I have guests and sometimes I don't. And this time I have a guest on who some OGs of the channel might be familiar with, but I haven't had you on for a very, very long time, it seems. So,
oh man,
yeah. So who do I have on the line with me?
Who
here?
do you have online?
And not even on the line. I mean, we're sitting here at the kitchen table without our shoes. Yeah.
Hey man, but yeah, it has been a while. What's up, Danny?
Oh, not a whole lot. How are you doing, Sean?
Pretty good. And for those who don't know, it's me, Sean. How's it going?
It's going well. It's going well. Yeah. No. So I guess. Tell the good people who are going to be listening to this, a little bit about yourself. And also, I thought one thing that we should get into is how we know each other.
I mean, I think you're better at telling the story than I am on how we met. Because I always forget, but I think it's funnier whenever you tell it. But me and Danny have known each other for a long time now. I think middle school, right?
Yeah, middle school. So, well, the first time I ever saw you, it was in elementary school because we had this like festival where I don't know if schools still do this. I would hope they do in the US, but
what was it even called?
I don't remember the exact name, but it was essentially just it was a big assembly. So people might have had this where you have your music class in elementary school and you all have to sing at this assembly and do all this other stuff. And in 6th grade they decided to do this thing where they had all of the 6th graders across the district sing the same songs in the same way, and then we all met at a local middle school and did our concert there. And it was your specific class that fucked up the order because everyone was supposed to go from left to right, shortest to tallest. And y'all went from tallest to shortest.
Yep.
And Sean, you were right in front of me. And I distinctly remember you kept blocking my way completely. I didn't know your name. I didn't know who you were, but you kept blocking my way completely. And we have like home video footage of it too, which I need to find. It's like every single time you see me a little bit, Sean moves in the way.
He's told me this story a few times, and I never even realized it. I need to see this video, and because it sounds so funny.
I need to find this video. There's a lot of home movies that, about a year ago, I had this project where I digitized like 50 home movies. We had like 50 or 60 home movies, and that's still not all of them.
Really?
We still have a lot of tapes that I haven't digitized yet. So I was hitting up my parents. I'm like, guys, I remember this tape, this tape, this tape, this tape, this thing. I can't find them. Y'all need to find them for me. So, because we don't watch cassette tapes. So I just told them, I'm like, anytime you find a tape, put it to the side and give me any tapes you find so I can digitize them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I've told you about some other ones I have where you're laughing. I don't want to talk about. It's nothing horrible. I don't want to talk about on camera here at the same time. But no, it's just like I told you, I went through all my tapes. I was like, Sean, I cannot find this specific one.
Oh, yeah.
When I find it and digitize it, you're going to be the first person I show.
Dude, I am excited. I can't even remember what I look like from back then.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Oh,
but
man.
good times.
Good times, yeah. But we didn't become friends until... So I saw you at like middle school started. So that was like 6th grade, the first time I ever saw you.
Yep.
And then it was 7th grade... We'd seen each other around quite a bit, but we still never talked. And it was 8th grade, we had a science class together, and we just started talking and became friends that way.
Yeah. See, and that's like...
And then became like best friends.
Yeah. Like, that's the part I just can't remember, because it was just like... There was one year where I didn't know who you were, and then the next year it was like, we were best friends.
Well, because we were on the same team in... we were like on that same team. We had some of the same classes, and we just started talking, and just like, everything just like clicked real well.
Yeah.
Like, Sean, everyone likes you, though. No, seriously.
That's what everybody really does tell me, but it's like...
Everyone likes you. Everyone rocks with Sean.
Hey, man. It still works right now.
I mean, that's true. Yeah. Like, here's the thing. If someone doesn't like Sean, I don't trust them.
Right? Like, people have used that when I hung out. They're like, I'm meeting some new people, and I'm like, kind of talk to my friends in like the background. They're like, yeah, let's just leave them. And it's just like, you guys are really just going to trust me like that? Okay, sure.
Yeah, no, it's kind of like some people have it where they're just like, oh yeah, if dogs don't trust someone, or if dogs get angry at someone, or if animals don't like this certain person, you don't trust them. I'm like, no, I'm going to use Sean as my meter on that. Like, I have yet to meet someone like this, but if I ever meet someone who's like, yo, I don't trust Sean, I'm like, I don't trust you.
I don't trust you.
Like, what are you hiding?
What's wrong with you?
Exactly. You're just a real likable person. So,
Hey, man, I try.
yeah, it's good.
So,
It's good on that. Yeah.
but yeah, and then what? Past that, we started doing some videos and stuff.
Oh my god, yeah. No, before anybody really knows like what the Mr. Mario channel was about in its current state, this was used for videos that we had made in my high school video productions class and random other shit, and some iPhone and iPod related tutorials.
Oh yeah.
Man, I kept it real low key then, because it was just like I was just uploading some random things here and there, things that help, whatever it was. I remember though, like I involved Sean in almost every video productions video project I did. I remember it was great because we would pull each other out of class for that shit.
Oh, dude, that was the best.
You know, after I did my VP, because I did VP 1 and 2, after I did those classes, they changed it so that you could no longer pull people out of class. Because people were taking those classes and their friends would be like, hey, put me in your video. So that way, it was an excellent excuse to legitimately play hooky.
Really?
Yeah, because dude, what would we do? I would pull you out of class and we would just like mess around for an hour.
Yeah, dude, we would legit just walk around for an hour. I remember because
we're getting our shots and framing everything. Oh, and by the way, it was the meme where in like every video with Sean, I made him throw up.
Yep.
It was fake, but yeah.
But it's still, there was a few times where it almost happened for real. Like the garbage can where I shoved my head into a garbage can.
And your phone fell into the disgusting garbage can.
Ugh. What a day.
I remember that smell. That was bad.
Dude.
I remember sometimes I watch those videos. I'm like, oh my god, we were so small. Because we were like 15, 16 when we were doing those videos.
Yeah, dude, we were so young, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know, man. Some of those like hold up well, and then other ones are just like, oh my god.
Some of them I have, okay, like I think I privately have, but some of them I've like completely erased from history. I'm like, I am not sharing this video. I'm not getting it out there. If you want to watch it, you're going to watch it in a very controlled setting where it's not going to leave this room. Yeah. Cat blanket was the worst one I made.
Cat blanket? Oh my god.
That was the green screen one I had to make, and it was bad.
Hey man. I should have shown you all the ones I had to make.
Yo, okay, Sean, that was one thing I was going to ask. So I am disappointed. I never got to see this. Now, it's an urban legend that it exists, but I never saw this production that you made where you all did a Pac-Man video.
Dude, we did a Pac-Man video.
But no one can confirm it because y'all refused to show me.
Yep, and I'm pretty sure all copies of it are erased.
Oh, man.
I'm so happy that it has never seen the light of day. I don't think we showed it to our class.
Now, that would be a rarity.
Dude.
That would be a true rarity.
That was a weird video.
Oh, man. Yeah, apparently that was your green screen video.
Yeah, man. It was not good.
I want to see this. Man. Oh, man.
Oh, man.
Oh, man. That's great, though.
Those were fun. Oh. But then what? Past that, we ended up going to the same college.
Exactly.
And you started doing more of your YouTube stuff.
Yeah, because it was college. Yeah, where like it was right after high school where YouTube started picking up.
Yep.
Yeah, because no one knew how to do shit with tutorials.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and then Sean was like, you were in a lot of videos, either like helping me out or doing the cameraman thing. Yep. I remember you told me too that it got to the point where your parents were always using you to take photos and stuff because you got so good with handling a camera.
Dude, and that's still the same today.
It's like riding a bike. You don't ever forget.
You right? It's like, even though my hand is really shaky, I just know how to get the right camera angle.
Oh, my hands shake as well, too, and I can solder. So,
yeah, right?
Yeah.
Oh, man. But yeah, I mean, you already gave me a lot of skills that I needed for that stuff.
Oh, well,
so it's
thank you.
It's really nice.
And you were just helping me out quite a bit.
Yeah,
so,
and it was fun. And I still love it. So, yeah.
We do have, this podcast is coming out much earlier. I have a tentative date for this, but I do have a video with Sean that's going to be coming out in a few months. It's gonna be.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Because we did film a video together a few weeks ago.
Yep.
But it's just because of scheduling and all that. Like it's not like it's a hard video. It's an easy video to make. It's just with the way I'm scheduling out my uploads right now. It will be out in a few months. But you will see Sean again this year for sure.
Hey, what's up? Nice.
So yeah, future Sean, and you'll probably see Lily and hear her. She's just like, I'm just expecting her to start barking.
That's what I'm expecting.
Dude, she just looks out the window and sometimes she'll just start like barking at things like crazy. Yeah. There was actually there was a person who was outside. I think they were in ROTC or something, and she started just like barking and howling like crazy. I don't know. Maybe she's like BoJack Horseman and she just doesn't respect the uniform. What a bad dog sometimes.
Oh my goodness.
Oh man. Anyways, one thing I wanted to talk about as well too. So Sean, I know, I think I've run this by you a little bit, like the diet and stuff I've been doing.
Yep.
But in the past few episodes, I've talked about this on here, so I just kind of wanted to give an update. But 2 months ago, I was recording it the first day I was doing keto.
Oh,
and
nice.
then about a month ago, I did 1 month update. So I'm giving a 2 month update right now. As of recording this at the moment, as of 2 days ago, Sean, I am now a normal BMI for the first time ever.
You actually got your like actual BMI?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. No, so for anyone who doesn't know anything, I think for anything from 18 to 25 BMI is normal. 25 to 30 I believe is overweight, and then 30 plus is obese. And throughout my adult life, I have never been a normal BMI. I've always been overweight. And when I was a kid, like when I was really, really small, I'm pretty sure I was a normal weight, and then ballooned up, got overweight. Pretty sure I got obese at one point. Went back down to overweight, and just been overweight for the longest time. So yeah, no, I haven't hit my goal weight yet.
What's your goal weight?
I'm not going to say the number on here. Yeah, because I'm also kind of changing it too. I'm like, I can go down a little bit.
You can go down a little bit more.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. But no, so far it's been working out well enough, and keto actually seems to just, now this way of eating, because I've been eating like this for 2 months, it just seems normal to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. The other, I know like some people, they'll talk about like superpowers, mind clarity, whatever stuff they have. I think the biggest difference I've noticed is probably just over a month in, you start to get a grasp of what normal is, which it's like, oh, I can sleep for 7 hours and then go to work and do stuff the next day, and I'm not dead ass tired by noon.
Yep.
And now at this point, like, instead of getting lethargic from food actually gives me, like, it wakes me up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it actually gives you that energy.
It gives me that power, yeah. I have the power now, but no, I've even noticed there's several times, because now it's like I've pretty much been able to regulate myself more. So I wake up at the same times. I'm getting hungry at the same times. If I go past that, I don't get like angry or agitated, but I notice I just get dead ass tired if I go 2 or 3 hours like being hungry. And then once I eat my food, within like 30 to 45 minutes, I have this huge burst of energy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, this is how food is supposed to do things.
Yeah, like, this is how I'm supposed to regularly function.
Yeah, so now about, as I said, over a month in, I'm just like, oh, this is what normal feels like. I didn't know. Yeah. I thought in order to feel like this, I had to get a bunch of sleep and drink coffee and drink energy drinks and all that. Because now, like, if I have a huge power burst like that, it's about the same as drinking an energy drink for me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And it's like, it's nuts. And like, I kind of wish I could get to there. I got to work on it a lot. But it's like, I kind of had the same feeling when I had my kidney stone and then I quit soda for a whole year. Soda and energy drinks, just got rid of it, just drank water and tea.
And it's amazing too, because you would think like, oh yeah, I need this because it's like it has all the chemicals, it has the caffeine, it has the sugar and all that stuff, so that should wake you up. But your body will regulate itself.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it'll return it back to that kind of normal state where it's like you're just working off that sleep, then you use the food to, like, power yourself.
Exactly.
You don't need that supplementary stuff. Yeah, it helps out, sometimes you don't get that proper night of sleep or something like that, and that's when it kind of helps out.
I'm not an angel with my sleep. I still sleep kind of shitty. I don't sleep as much as I'm supposed to. And on top of that as well, like I've actually started drinking coffee more often on this diet, which is kind of funny, but it's like I enjoy it more. And then now it's like I cap myself easily at like I have 1 cup of coffee a day. actually, even now in recent times, I will struggle to finish that cup of coffee. So I will be sipping that cup of coffee throughout an entire day, and by the end, like I'm not done with it. I might have like a fourth left, and at that point, I just trash it because there's no point.
Yeah.
But there's some times where I'm just like, maybe around like 11 a.m. like, oh man, I'm kind of tired, a little bit fatigued, and then I have my coffee and that fixes me up. And it's like, coffee is a hell of a lot better than drinking a soda or drinking an energy drink or whatever it is. So
just get that caffeine because you just drink it black, right? No extra additives or anything.
No. As of like, I think starting in, so since I was like 19 or 20, I just drink my coffee black.
Oh man, I didn't know that part.
Yeah, because it got to the point, there was one time I had a cold brew, and I remember I poured it up and I drank it, and alone, just black cold brew, this was so good. It had such a rich texture and taste and aroma, and just tasted, it was even slightly sweet, but it was so good that I said, if I add anything to this, it's going to ruin it. And I drank the whole thing and tasted great, felt fine. And that day I remember I learned, I was like, if I drink a cup of black coffee and it tastes like shit, it's either low quality coffee or it hasn't been prepared as well as it's supposed to. That's a bad cut. Like adding a bunch of sugar, adding a bunch of creamer, that is covering up bad coffee. Or that's if you want to treat yourself. But a lot of people think that's like, even I myself, like a lot of people would think that that is the way you're supposed to be drinking your coffee. Yeah, for me, not so much. My philosophy is like a good cup of coffee should speak for itself. If you have to add stuff to it, you either want a candy drink or you're drinking a shitty cup. Or you just don't like coffee. That's also option 3, which again, then you should go to option 1, which is you're drinking a candy drink.
You might as well just not be drinking coffee.
Exactly. Or just get like one of those like delicious Starbucks drinks. Like, I mean, people rag on Starbucks, so I'm like, hey man, like their special drinks they have, they're like $3-4 and their frappuccinos, man, they taste good. But it's liquid candy. It's really what it is.
It's liquid candy with a little bit of frosting on top.
Exactly, which is still then just pure fluff.
Yeah, just fluff. Just sugar and just more sugar.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly, yeah. But yeah, that's kind of it for people on that, at least. I know we kind of like circle around with a bunch of things, but so far, you know, I was able to hit my, not a goal. I guess that was my second goal. My second goal was to get to a normal BMI. But I've downgraded for the first time in my life, and I'm happy. Like, so Sean, these shorts I'm wearing, I realized, because I just pulled them out of my closet today. When I pulled them out, I shared this story on Twitter, but I pulled them out, and I put them on, and I felt something in my pocket, reached back around, and there was a receipt from over a year ago that I just forgot to dispose of.
Okay.
It's actually a ramen shop we went to, so I think the last time I wore these, I was with you, funny enough. But aside from the point on there, but what happened was I looked at it, I was like, damn, I haven't been able to wear these in a year. Because if I wore these in the past year, I would have noticed that.
Yeah.
So now I'm starting to, you know, like some of my tighter fitting clothes, I'm able to get into those. They're feeling good. Yeah. My clothes that were already a little bit loose on me, now they're even looser on me. So, no, it's been nice doing that.
That's cool, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're looking good now. It's like, it's crazy, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it. This was the thing I was going to show you as well, too. I kind of want to get your reaction on here. So, sorry, everyone. It's more visual. So Sean here, but so that was me first day.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
First day.
Wow. Holy crap. Wait.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, dude, you can definitely see it. It's nuts.
Well, thank you.
Oh my gosh.
Appreciate it. Even
dude.
Yeah, no. So the pictures I'm showing Sean some pictures that I've been taking, which I mean at one point later on I might release, but I took some photos of the first day I was doing keto versus the photos I just showed you were the first day I was a normal BMI.
Yeah.
And that was about 19 pounds lost.
Like, it's kind of crazy to think about it because it's only been a few months, right?
It's been 2 months. It took just under 2 months.
And like a lot of people think, you know, not a lot can change, but it's like right there.
Well, even I thought of it as well too, and you have to kind of like stack it up like this. A lot of it is you have to look kind of long term, but because people when they lose and keto you lose weight fast, but people want to drop a ton of weight really fast. But then even I myself, I was a little bit disappointed when there were times where I would lose half a pound or 1 pound 1 week. So like let's say, you know, you're losing a pound a week. That doesn't sound you know, like a whole lot. It's like, oh, okay, you're losing a pound a week. Okay, multiply that by 4. In 1 month, you're losing 4 pounds.
Yep.
Look over the entire year. If you do this for the entire year, you're going to lose over 50 pounds.
Yeah.
You would probably be pretty happy losing 50 pounds if you're overweight.
Yeah, it's all about that long-term goal.
Exactly.
It's like you set your weight limit that you want to get to, and then just kind of work at it. Just chip it away.
Yeah.
And like eventually you'll attain it. Like
the thing I've noticed as well too is that you have to want to lose it.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing, a lot of people, like, they'll go into diets like miserable, and it's not just keto, but they'll go into anything miserable, or maybe for the wrong reasons. It's like, no, I'm doing this because I was truly not comfortable in my body.
Yep.
Yeah, like, I wasn't feeling the effects of being fat, but I think the one main thing I was picking up was I noticed whenever I'm like above 175 pounds, my feet hurt more than they normally should.
Really? Huh.
Yeah. No, once I get over that, I like if I'm standing for a bit, I'm like, oh man, my feet are just like hurting. Yeah.
Wow.
And I haven't had noticeable foot pain in like the past 2 months I've been doing this. So part of it could be because my feet don't swell or anything, but part of it could be, you know, just like less swelling overall because I'm holding less water.
Yeah.
But I think also the main thing is just like, oh yeah, I'm carrying around about 20 pounds less
weight. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like it also doesn't like your body was kind of used to that at one point, so it's like a little bit stronger than it is, and then
True that.
you kind of lost that weight, and it's like, oh, this is like easy now.
Well, that's why you see with a lot of, not everyone, but there's like a lot of big people where if you look at their body structure, it's like, oh, you have actually pretty nice looking legs, and then you have like a huge stomach.
Yep.
Yeah. Because their legs are just like, or they might just walk around everywhere.
Yep.
And their legs have to be toned and used to carrying around all that weight.
Yeah.
So you're going to have some hella strong legs to a degree.
To a degree.
To a degree.
Yeah. You don't got those Superman legs.
No. No, man. But yeah, I think that's enough on here at least. That's been the keto update so far. So far it's doing well. I think last thing I was going to say actually is in a few days, I'm actually going to be getting a physical for the first time in like over a year.
Really?
I'm going to be getting blood work and all that as well too.
Nice.
So I'm really excited to see my numbers on that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because that's going to be like either, okay, maybe I'll see the numbers and it's like, oh, maybe I should change some things on this, or, oh, what if I'm just healthier than I was before?
Yeah.
Which that's what I'm hoping for, and I wouldn't be too surprised if my numbers now look better than they have before.
You'll actually get the like thumbs up overall from the doctor, you know, not the you should go outside and walk more or something, you know.
Oh man.
Like we don't want to make you feel terrible, but you really should look at yourself.
Yeah. I think I've talked with what was going on. No, one of my coworkers, he started dieting as well too, again, because he had dieted and was successful, and then he gained it back because he got lazy and he stopped, and then he's been losing it. And he said his reason for getting back on, he's like, nah, like I looked at my scale and it pretty much just said what the fuck back to me. Like, what happened?
Oh man. I think that's the other thing too. It's like some people will keep weighing themselves a lot, and it's like I would recommend almost not doing that. Like, unless, you know, you want to actually keep track of how much you're losing and stuff every week so that you can, you know, balance out what you're doing so that you're not, you know, losing too much or losing too little. But it's like, just keep going. And just wait.
Bodies are weird. Sean, there was one weekend where, because sometimes I weigh myself daily, there was one weekend where both day, like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, actually, I was eating less than my recommended amount. I was eating well under my macros, and I was walking a ton. I gained weight each day.
Yep.
Bodies are weird.
Dude, it is weird. Muscle mass. Sometimes if you eat under, your body stores more fat. It's so weird.
Yep. Yeah. Bodies are weird.
Science
rules.
Oh, man.
Sean, what all do you know about Fortnite?
Fortnite?
Yeah.
I mean, I've been getting back into it a little bit. I definitely was one of like I picked it up really early. As soon as I saw it, I was excited for it.
Now, Fortnite or Fortnite Battle Royale?
I played a little bit of Battle Royale when it came out, and I'm playing it a little bit more now.
Okay.
But like when it first came out, I was just like, eh.
I think it was an overwhelming Yeah. Like, as you said, when it first came out, and then them adding, I mean, people forget that Fortnite Battle Royale is a thing. People refer to that as Fortnite.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like, it kind of makes me a little bit sad because I really liked Fortnite, like just the regular game. It had a great concept. It was really fun to like just mess around and build things. Right. But then they released this battle royale mode, and then like I understood how popular PUBG was at the time,
of course,
and like they were doing great, and I was like, this is actually kind of cool. And I would maybe, you know, dabble in it because since I already owned it and they gave it to me for free anyways, and the game is free. Right. So why not?
Yeah. So the reason why I'm asking this is because, well, first of all, I have never played PUBG or Fortnite.
Really?
Yeah, I've never played a Battle Royale game.
Okay.
Yeah, so I've just been the observer here. But I was wanting to discuss, you know, integrate some gaming in here a little bit. I was wanting to discuss this this crossplay issue that's been going on. Okay. Now, are you up to date or well versed in this at all?
So, just correct me if I'm wrong. At least as far as I know, there was a slip up by Epic at one point in Fortnite Battle Royale where they accidentally had crossplay happen at one point.
A lot of people forget about that, yeah. And we actually, Devin and I believe we covered that on Mod Chat.
Oh, cool.
And months and months ago. But yeah, I'm happy you know about that because barely anyone brings up that incident anymore.
Yeah. Like the best part about it is like I didn't read too much into it, but what I could gather was it was just completely by accident, but it was so simple.
Yep. And I think the way it was noticed was people on PlayStation noticed there were people with spaces in their game. Yeah. And then people on Xbox Live noticed all of a sudden they were playing with people who had like underscores and dashes and stuff.
Yeah, like things you normally can't get in names.
Exactly.
But then like I think now it's a regular thing in the game. Like you can turn on an option for crossplay through platforms.
Well, you cannot crossplay with Sony platforms.
I did not know that.
So that's been the big thing that's been going on. So here's the thing, like last generation, it's just I find it funny, but last generation on the PS3, Sony was trying to, they're pushing free online and you don't have to pay for our service and you can just play online. And they even did crossplay with Steam.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, Portal 2, you could, if you bought the PS3 copy, they gave you a PC copy and you could use your Steam account on the PS3. And I believe you could even do some crossplay with that as well, too. But now this generation, and I'm telling you, it is because Sony is winning. Uh-huh. But now, all of a sudden, everyone else is doing crossplay with each other, and Sony's like, nah, we're not going to do that because we're worried about our ecosystem. So, as I understand it, if you're on a Sony platform, if you're on the PS4, you can't do crossplay with Xbox One.
Yep.
I don't believe you can do it with Switch.
Nope.
Can you do it with PC?
Yes, you can still do it with PC.
Mobile? Mobile is great.
Maybe?
Okay. So you can definitely do crossplay with PC. We'll say that on here.
Yeah.
Now, the thing is as well, too, from what I'm understanding, Sony's come under fire for one major thing, and it was around E3. So Fortnite had released on the Switch. Uh-huh. And apparently, people had then found out that if you have used your Epic account on a PS4 or tied it to a PlayStation Network account ever, you cannot do crossplay on the other ones.
If I use my,
if you have a Switch with Fortnite and you try and sign into your Epic Games account that has your PSN on it, you cannot play with that account on your Switch.
What?
So they have not only blocked Fortnite, they've blocked access to stuff like that completely. And Epic has come out and kind of washed their hands of it, and they said, yeah, this is all Sony.
That's insane. I did not hear about this.
Yeah, so that's what was going on. And then Sony was saying, well, they had some garbage excuses for it, but the main thing I wanted to talk about was I pulled this article from Variety. Okay. And there's this person named John Smedley who had said this on Twitter. Okay. And he was saying, when I was at Sony, the stated reason internally for this was money. They didn't like someone buying something on a Xbox and it being used on a PlayStation. Simple as that. Dumb reason, but there it is. By the way, when I was at Sony... Oh, no. Okay, so that was it there. No, he was saying, yeah, they didn't... Okay, so that was it.
Okay.
No, so there was... I guess that was a combination of two tweets there. But yeah, so Sony won't come out and say that, but he was saying he used to work for Sony. And he just said, yeah, internally, that was the excuse they've been using.
Wow. Dude, That's messed up.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, it is because Sony is winning right now. So even I know just today, like the day we're recording this right now, there was an ad that came out for the new Minecraft update the new Minecraft game, and I think it was the Switch version is being advertised, but it's being advertised alongside the Xbox One version.
Yeah,
and they're just saying, "Hey, we're friendly with Microsoft. We love Microsoft, and Microsoft loves Nintendo, and you can crossplay wherever you want to." So they're really pushing this, and that's another one too where you cannot do crossplay with Minecraft on PS4 either.
Yeah, because like weren't they trying to shoot for that like last E3, right?
Yeah,
where they had like they built each of the systems and
even
stuff.
and even Rocket League. I know there was a podcast I listened to where it was the community manager, one of the higher ups from the company who does Rocket League. They were actually talking about it, and he was just like, and by the way, it was Weapon Wheel podcast he was on, just cite the source there at least. But what happened was he was saying, because they asked about the crossplay, they're like, yeah, Sony won't let us do it. Like, it might not be as easy for other developers, but we have built a tool for all of this. And then the people in there asked, they're like, okay, so how easy would it be for you, like you yourself, to integrate crossplay? And they're like, well, all the back end work is done. And as I said, again, I can't speak for others because we have a tool, but literally if Sony called us right now and said, hey, we're going to authorize crossplay on Rocket League, I would need to open up this tool, click a button, save the changes, wait like an hour for the servers to propagate and take that change, and then PS4 owners could play with everyone else.
Like, it's crazy to hear that it's that simple.
I think on Rocket League you can play PS4 PC, but you can't do with Xbox One.
Yep.
You can't do with Switch. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't understand why, man. That's just kind of crazy.
Again, it's money right there. Even another thing, I talked about this on the last episode of Mod Chat, but I was talking about, even backwards compatibility we're seeing. So there's no true backwards compatibility on these systems, but you're seeing on the Xbox One, you can buy Xbox and Xbox 360 games digitally, or you can take your discs and download that build for free, as long as you have the disc and play it off of that.
Yep.
So you could do the same thing with PS2 games on the PS4, but they're not letting you do that because they don't need to. They're in a winning position. And two, they've already proven, hey, if we put up PS2 digital only titles and don't allow you to utilize your physical disc, people are going to buy this shit anyways.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And Microsoft's been very transparent with their numbers too, and they've at least for, game usage and such, and they've shown that backwards compatibility is not used all that often.
Nope.
Because at the end, it's really more of a novelty, if anything.
Exactly. Like, I have a friend right now who's like, he's just buying old games for the nostalgia factor. He doesn't boot them up or anything. It's just because
he's just collecting.
Yeah, he's just like, I like to see it in my digital library.
Oh no, he's buying them.
He's buying them digitally.
Why would you do? No,
because he sold his old collection before, and it's too much effort for him to actually.
Dude, he can literally go to GameStop and buy those same games for like $2, $3, $5.
Right? That's what I was saying.
And they'll look nice on a shelf.
Yeah.
Well, maybe a lot of the GameStop old games you're seeing now are looking pretty junky.
Hey, I still have my collection, and that's all.
You still have your collection, yes, sir. That's true.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh man. Okay, no, I can't get behind that. Buying it
digitally.
Come on, man. Buying the digital games, he just wants to see them on his digital library.
Yeah,
not
man.
actually. Come on, man.
I was like, that's like way different than having it on the shelf.
Bruh.
Like, what are you gonna do? Turn it on and brag about it? Look, I own the digital copy.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, I did that with a few games, like, because I got an Xbox One X recently, as you know.
Yeah.
Like, I did that with a few games, so it's like, oh yeah, I got to try Red Dead Redemption 4K. I have it on my shelf. I got to try Conquer on the Xbox. I conquered Live and Reloaded. I have that on my shelf as well too. I own the original of that.
Yeah.
So, by the way, it's really funny playing that because I played it with our mutual friend Donald.
Yeah.
And shout out Donald on here, but it was funny because it looks good. Don't get me wrong. But it is so crisp and so clear that there is no room for air on it. So you get to see all of the mess ups and tricks and manipulation they did to the image to make the game still run well, but look all right.
Yeah, dude, I love that stuff about old games.
Yeah, it's really funny because like there's times where, okay, if there's not too much going on, the entire screen looks good. But then there's other times where when you get into a larger map and there's a cutscene that's playing out, Conker will look astounding. The character next to him looks great. Everything else just smudged with Vaseline.
Yep.
And it's so clear to see that it's blurry.
Like before, yeah, it's like when you're playing it a long time ago, it's like you're not paying attention to that.
You're playing it on like a 17-inch CRT TV through a composite.
Yeah.
So it's like everything's going to look the same.
Yep. And then now you look at it and you're like,
Yeah, I mean, it was still fun, don't get me wrong, but then it's just like, oh, well, maybe sometimes the game should stay in the past. I don't know.
Maybe I just need an older TV to appreciate this.
Yeah, but I don't want to get like a big, fat, heavy, older TV.
I know what you mean, dude.
Yeah.
Built-in VCR.
Exactly. Man. Trapping with the VCR. I have a VCR, and the only thing I would use it for is digitizing videos, and that's it. Yeah, and those videos, they get watched one time through, and then I put them in a collection, and they never... The goal is to never watch them again because I have them digitally backed up.
Yep. It's so much easier to find something. It's
That's
digitally
true.
backed up.
That's true. Yeah, and it's safer, too, because, I mean, the tapes are just there rotting.
Yeah, dude. Like, eventually, those will be bad.
Yeah, yeah. But, oh, man, it is... Like, when going back to that, like, when I was digitizing the tapes, it is crazy to see how low quality some of them are, too.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. It's like, oh, man, like, this is... Now, this is looking kind of nasty.
Yeah, man. Like, I saw some of my old family videos, and, like, we have older TVs there, but it's like, you can still tell. It's just like, oh, my God. Mm-hmm. What are we filming this on, man?
If you ever need help with your old family videos, let me know as well, too.
I might do that. Do that. I'll pitch it to my parents about digitizing them.
Yeah, one of my, I was running this by when I did that project. I ran it by one of my friends on here. It's Lupo. Shout out Lupo. But, nah, he was saying, he told me in a call, he's just like, oh man, no, I saw you were doing that. That's awesome. Like, we have old tapes. And I told my dad, like, Dad, we need to get working on these because I have some tapes from like 1989, 1990, and they're dying. Yeah, I mean, they're like, what's going to happen to them if they're not backed up?
Dude, that's crazy.
Yeah, so it's just history there. It's just sitting there, you know? So,
yeah, it's really nice to have it there.
Absolutely.
Especially, you know, keep it in better format.
Absolutely.
So
yeah, it's not going to look too much prettier, but at least it's backed up.
Yeah, there's the problem. Yeah, you can just keep it backed up. Everybody can have one.
Exactly. Yeah, you get a VHS tape.
Perfect Christmas present, right?
Perfect. Exactly. So one thing I was going to cover as well too is Sean.
Oh gosh.
Did you grow up as a Toys R Us kid?
Yeah, dude, I love Toys R Us.
Toys R Us was cool.
Yeah.
I remember like when I was first checking out some games there, they kind of had the section where I think I got burned on this maybe once, but how you would go and there was just like a whole area of game art and there were these little tickets. So you found the game that you wanted and you took the ticket and you would take it up to the front. And it was so cool when they would bring back the game. But there were other times where it's just like, yo, we're sorry. We actually don't have any copies of that left anymore.
Yep.
Man, I remember, for some reason, I remember still in like the mid-2000s, the Toys R Us I would go to still had this copy of Time Crisis on the PS1.
What?
I didn't really pay attention to this. I didn't really know this, but apparently Toys R Us was known for still carrying stock of dead systems like long after. Like they were just selling that shit until it was gone.
Like they would never take it off shelf or
They would
anything
keep
like
it on
that?
the shelf until it was gone.
That's insane. I didn't know that part.
Yeah.
Like I knew they had old games, but I never pieced it together.
I mean, there's stories of people in like the mid-2000s picking up a few Super Nintendo games from some Toys R Us that still had it.
What?
Yeah, in fact, it hasn't been confirmed yet, but I don't know if you heard about this a month or two ago. Somewhere in the U.S., Sega had sold a copy of Sonic the Hedgehog 2 brand new on the Game Gear in 2018.
What?
Yeah.
Brand new.
Brand new. And it wasn't like, you know, somebody bought the game new in like 1997 and then sold on eBay. It's like, no. Someone went to a store where this store originally purchased that game from Sega, and it went to their DC, and it came to that store eventually, and it finally left that store as a purchased product in 2018, and Sega technically still got the money for that, I guess.
What?
And people are speculating it was probably an old like storeroom find in a Toys R Us that was chucked out onto the store floor now, and somebody finally picked it up. But yeah, in 2018, someone bought a brand new copy from a store of an original copy of like Sonic the Hedgehog 2 on Game Gear.
That is insane. That, like, I bet they had to price it too at like what they sold it. Like,
that's what I want to know. I don't know if it was priced at like $50 or if they discount it to like $4.
Yeah, like, because that's what technically a brand new game. Technically a brand new
game. Yeah,
and it's just like, dude, I would pick that up. That's well worth the money.
Yeah. But yeah, so with Toys R Us, have you had the chance to check out, Toys R Us being liquidated and such?
No.
Man, we should go at one point, but I don't remember if they had this, but even the Toys R Us that's kind of local to me, if you look up, it makes me smile. But if you go to the video game section and you look up at like all the decorations, they have like PS4, Xbox One.
Yeah, dude.
Guess what other systems they have like logos and stuff for?
Huh.
Game Boy Advance.
Oh, dude.
Xbox, PlayStation 2, GameCube, R-Zone. Have you heard of the R-Zone?
No, I haven't heard of that. I've seen it before because it's at Toys R Us, but it's like, what is an R-Zone?
Yeah, they haven't updated that stuff since we were children.
Dude.
Yeah. So you're seeing a PlayStation 2 logo just hovering over, smiling, and looking down and blessing all the PlayStation 4 games that are left there. There are like 12 copies of FIFA 14 or something.
Dude, the grandparents looking at the kid or the grandchildren.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I should, because now they're doing like 50, 75% off. And they're saying everything is for sale. I should see if they have any of those logos and if I could buy them.
Dude, that's what I was actually about to ask you. I was just like,
they're selling everything.
Yeah. I was like, that is some of the coolest stuff you could probably buy.
Yup. And it's all very well made too, because none of it was like worn down. Like none of it was like worn by like sun or UV rays or anything.
Yeah, like because it's always
it's
been
probably
in
just
that
like
store.
nasty, dirty.
Yeah, like
and
like
dusty and everything, but it's not like worn.
Yeah.
Like
there's just a crap ton of burnt dust on it from the lights and stuff.
Exactly.
Like I bet they still have those cool like Xbox Live like neon light things.
No,
they don't.
I kind of want one for my basement area. So imagine how cool this would be. I want one of those, like just a neon logo of some kind, and just fix it up to the basement area when you're going down the stairs.
Yeah, dude.
So it just illuminates like Xbox or PlayStation or.
Dude, that's what I want once I actually get like my own place.
Yeah.
Like I want like that kind
Sometimes
of
you can find those for sale, and they're normally a few $100.
Yeah, but I think it's totally worth it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I've had several opportunities to buy a few, but at the time, it's just like I either didn't have the space or I didn't have the money or both.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like when
Whoops.
Yeah, like when the game shop that we used to go to, I'm not saying the name of it at least because I don't remember, but like the game shop that we used to go to a while ago when they were going out of business and they were selling everything. The guy was selling his neon lights and stuff, but they were like $200-$300.
Yeah.
And I just remember at the time I'm like, yo, I'm in college, I'm looking for a job right now, I'm about to graduate. I shouldn't be, because I don't really know where I'm living in the next 2 months, so maybe I shouldn't buy this neon sign. And I didn't. I was good. I didn't.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like I was basically in the same position as you. I was just like, I mean, I have a little bit of savings, but I really don't want to drop it on neon lights.
Right. Yeah. Have your parents get all mad at you.
Yeah. What'd you use your money for?
Neon lights.
Nothing.
What is that big glowy thing behind you?
Absolutely nothing.
Absolutely nothing. But yeah, I don't know. What are your feelings with Toys R Us leaving us?
It kind of makes me sad, dude.
Yeah.
It really does. Like, I remember because at least, it was a far drive for me to get to the closest Toys R Us.
Yeah.
And it was just like every time I went there, it was like an exciting thing. Because I only got to go there, I don't know, maybe once every 2 months or something like that. And I loved running through the aisles and then like stopping at the video game section. I would just slowly walk down and play all the demos I could and like rip out tickets because I was a little brat. But it was just like, I don't know. It definitely was a fun place to be as a kid. And I think I went like a few times as an adult. And it was like, it's still super cool.
It is. I mean, it's kind of depressing now, but it's cool.
Yeah, it's still cool because it's just like, I love the ticket system where it's like, yeah, do you guys have this? And they like disappear for like 10 minutes and they're like, yeah, which one do you want? And they like hold up a bunch.
I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Like, and that's the best part about Toys R Us. It's like, yeah, we have these ones. And it's like, I know some people are picky because they look for the small damages and stuff, so pick whichever one you want. Like, I remember when we bought a GameCube from there, and like one of the boxes was damaged, and we were just like, yeah, we'll just take, the newer looking one. Mm-hmm. But it's like, what am I going to do with that box?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just put it in your closet.
Exactly.
That's what I do with my boxes. That's what it turns into, really. I still want them in good condition, but I don't use them.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know why, but yeah, I'm going to miss Toys R Us, man. Like,
yeah, I mean, I understand, yeah, like, it was not very successful in the past few years and all this stuff, but it's like, kids aren't, even, like, kids now still enjoy going to Toys R Us, but they're not going to have that same sense, but it's just, it's easier to shop online, it's cheaper to shop online. Toys R Us didn't adapt to this new stuff. And even so, the past few years, it's been just the butt of jokes. People are just like, wow, I can't believe Toys R Us is still in business. Yeah. But low-key, they had, even like as an adult when I was going there, they still had some cool stuff. I never really paid attention to the toys, but I'm saying, like, there were so many times they had real good deals on video games.
All the time.
They had good stuff on clearance. At one point, I got some of my favorite shirts from there, like as an adult when I was like 18, 19. Because at one point, they decided, you know what, we're not going to really carry gaming shirts anymore. And I just went in there, and Sean, it was like, these shirts were like discounted from $25 to like $5. And on top of that, it was like buy 2, get 3 free.
Oh my God.
I got like a licensed, really nice Gears of War 3 hoodie for like $6 or $8.
What?
I got a Kingdom Hearts 2 shirt for like $5 or $6. Yeah, they just wanted this stuff gone.
That's crazy. Yeah, like, and now it's like, I still have to spend like $30 on like a t-shirt with like,
because you're paying for the licensing.
Yeah, exactly. That's crazy.
Yeah. So Toys R Us was real slept on with some stuff like that. You had to get there at the right time. But
like, I also kind of feel like people like going into small stores and being able to see some things.
Toys R
like,
Us was big.
Yeah, and that's the problem with it, I think.
Yeah.
It was like, it only specialized in one thing, and it was huge.
Yeah.
But like, and then now people are like, let's go to that strip mall and, I can hit a clothing store. I can get a smoothie.
Exactly. But even now, that's changed a little bit. Like, I don't know how recently you've been to a GameStop, but GameStop is like, I saw your smile just wane a little bit, and now it's going down. And now you're just kind of laughing because you know what I'm going to talk about.
I have a feeling.
Yeah, GameStop is like 60% clothing and other swag and toys and collectibles now. The fucking game store.
Yeah, dude.
Because they acquired ThinkGeek.
Yeah.
So now they need to put all that stuff in their stores because they're not going to open up ThinkGeek stores.
Like, I have to legitimately walk the furthest distance away from the entrance of the door to actually look at a game.
Yep.
Like, I have to walk through like a bunch of dumb stuff to actually get there.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna lie, I have been like tricked into like buying a couple like ThinkGeek things.
Oh, no. Their shirts and all that are cool, but it's like, why is 60% of this game store swag?
Yeah, there's been times where I've walked out, I'm like, I bought a shirt and like a shark bowl. What am I doing at GameStop?
Oh man, but they got some nice shirts.
Yeah. Oh, dude, there's been so many cool shirts at GameStop, and I'm like, I'm okay with this, but also not.
For sure. If you can get them on sale, cool.
Yeah, it's like they had a couple sales, and it's nice.
Yeah. So, taking a break from games here, we're gonna come back to gaming. But I have one thing here. I was even thinking, like, do I want to talk about this? Yeah, sure. So, Sean,
oh gosh,
you experienced watching this with us, but my 600-pound life.
Oh my God, I was not expecting that. I mean, what? I think you only showed me like a few clips of it.
Yeah, and that's all you need sometimes. But for anyone that doesn't know, this show is okay. So it's a duality. First of all, it's incredible. It's amazing,
dude.
And second of all, it is horrible, just mind-rotting garbage that you will watch it, and if it's the type of thing where it's a train wreck and you can't look away, and you just keep watching clips on YouTube, and then after like 2 hours of this, you're like, oh my God, no, my brain I need to do a Sudoku puzzle or something.
Yeah, I need to do something to get my brain back.
Yeah, and now I'm not trying to go like after fat people or make fun of people by any means, but it's just it's the delusion that I just find like so deliciously terrible about this.
Dude, I just love how brutal some of that stuff is.
Oh, you're talking about like Dr. Now on
yeah,
there.
Dude.
So
he's so brutal.
So what we're talking about here is it's the show on the Learning Channel.
Is it on the Learning
It's on the Learning Channel.
Oh my God.
And it follows all these people. Every single episode is about a specific person or sometimes a couple. It's about people who are like 550, 600, 700 pounds, and they decide to get a gastric bypass sleeve, or they decide to get surgery. And it chronicles their life over the course of a year, where it shows their struggles. It shows them meeting with this guy named Dr. Nazardin, otherwise known as Dr. Now, who is in Houston, and he's an expert with this stuff. And it goes through, their dieting and the struggles they have, and then, getting the surgery, hopefully, and then them, kind of fighting back and forth. And a lot of the times it ends positively, we see. Yeah. But I had told Sean about this, and then we watched some clips one day, and it was just... It was one of the most horrible but funny things that we had seen, right?
Yeah.
The clips of Shani. That's the one I recommend to people.
Dude, just watch them. At first, Danny was describing this stuff to me, and it was just like, all right, it just sounds like, normal weird television.
Which it is.
I'm surprised I blinked through some of this stuff. I think we watched, a few videos, and
we watched 15 minutes worth.
It was it went by in a flash. If I actually watched whole episodes of that series, I probably would lose a few days of my life to it.
So one night, we kept watching clips.
Oh God!
And my girlfriend and I end up watching the full Shani episode.
What?
But just some of the lines in there are so great. At one point, she's talking to her boyfriend, right? Or no, it was her husband.
Yep.
And she's getting all angry at him because he's bathing her, because a lot of these people, they're so big that they can't bathe properly. So he's bathing her, and this is never answered, Sean. We never figure out why she needs the bleach, but she's asking for bleach and getting very adamant about it. So she's like, nah, you need to get the bleach. The bleach is over here. And he starts looking around, and he's like, babe, it's not there. The bleach isn't there. She's like, no, you need to go over here. It's past this. It's underneath the sink. And he's like, I'm telling you, I already looked there. The bleach isn't there. And she's like, you're not looking. You go here. You look, the bleach is there. He goes there. He comes back. He's like, I'm telling you, we don't have any. She then says, she's like... she's just... I can barely even finish this. But no, she says it's under the sink, past the black fridge. We only have 2 fridges.
Oh my gosh. We only have 2.
And she says this dead ass like it's normal. And this is not they have a fridge upstairs and downstairs. It's not oh, they have a freezer in their garage. No, inside their house, in their kitchen, they have 2 refrigerators. Full-size refrigerators. That's why I'm saying the delusion on some of this is just absolutely crazy.
Oh my gosh.
A lot of it is also the typical, oh, I'm not losing weight because, well, maybe I'm not eating, or no, I'm eating all the right stuff. It's well, you're obviously not, because you lost 2 pounds in a month. This is not possible.
That same episode.
Or you gained 45 pounds.
Gained 45 pounds. What is this?
What is this? Oh, you're talking about the pizza scene, right?
Dude. Oh my.
Oh my God. Yeah, no, there's another clip of her where she's in the hospital at one point, and because the doctor's smart too, he sees past all of this, but he brings in this crumbled up pizza box, and she just looks at it and she's like, oh, that's Freddy's. That's his. That's my husband. And the husband comes out, because a lot of these people are enablers too, and he's like, oh yeah, doc, that's mine. Yeah. And he's just like, oh, well, so no. I see what's going on. You're eating junk like this, and that's why you're not losing weight. And you're coming here because you keep complaining about stomach pains, but I've run all the tests and there's nothing wrong with you. Oh, and don't think that you can try and eat all those pills that are going to make you lose water weight, because I see that in your blood work and it's not working at all, because what's happening is you're having people come in and bring you junk like this, and then you're smart enough to also have them throw it away for you.
In a different room.
Exactly.
Oh my God.
Yeah, no, that was going on. Just the sneakiness of that was absolutely hilarious. I think there was even one thing where there was another chick where they end up she says, oh, I have a sore on my back, so they start looking, and they find a crumbled up just some crumbled up food package between her rolls.
Ooh.
And they're asking okay, what is this doing here? She's like, oh, that's my boyfriend's. And the boyfriend's like, yeah, that's mine.
That's mine.
Yeah, and then they're asking her, okay, well, what was it doing there? And she's like, oh, yeah, he was laying next to me here, and, he was eating as well, too. He's like, okay, well, if that's true, why was it underneath you? Like, how did it get... It's just when these people get caught in their lies, it's amazing.
Dude, those are like asking that. Just, I would never expect that.
My favorite thing is, do you believe in God?
Do you believe in God?
Yeah, so the last thing I want to talk about this is there's one part where like Shanice's getting confronted because she says she hasn't been dieting. She missed her psychotherapy appointment. She hasn't been to her doctor appointments either. And the doctor's on the phone with her. He's like, no, I'm calling BS on this.
Yep.
And he's like fighting with her for a few minutes. And then she just goes in this thing where she's like, okay, well, I'm going to ask you, do you believe in God? And he's just dead ass saying, what does that have to do with weight loss? And she's like, it doesn't. I'm just asking you if you believe in God. Because I do. And I think she's like 28 at the time.
Yep.
And she's like, I've been on this earth for 28 years. And if God wants me to get this surgery, then he's going to allow it. And if he doesn't want me to get it, then so be it. But I'm going to go with his way. I'm going to go as long as he wants me to. And he's like yelling at her. He's just like, this is not a matter of faith. This is a matter of science and dieting.
His analogy for that too is something about her falling off a skyscraper.
Yeah, he asks her straight up, if you fall off a skyscraper, do you think that he's going to reach down with his hand and pick you up? And she says, yes, he is.
Like, we're not bashing on faith or anything here.
No,
but it's just like, oh my God.
But it's like, okay, you gain weight when you eat this way, and then it's even proven in that same episode, when you don't eat this way, you lose weight. So right now, your weight is all based on diet and intake. It's not based on faith.
Yeah.
And he does confirm, by the way, he finally says, because she tries to flip it on him, and she's just like, oh yeah, there's other doctors who can operate on me. You might be a good doctor, a very good doctor, but you're not the only doctor, and I don't want someone operating on me who is not who doesn't believe in this. And then he just says, he's like, I do believe in God, but this is not faith related. This has nothing to do with the conversation at hand. And this is something not just with faith, but you see this with a lot of people on this show. And it's funny.
Like, they just have to have something to back up on.
Exactly.
Like,
because that chair's gonna break. You led me into that, man.
But dude, 100% love that show just because it's like, anytime they interact with that doctor is the most brutal man.
He's just, he didn't get there being nice.
Yeah, exactly.
Being honest.
Like, he's being so straight with them, but it's like, I feel like he's not even acting at some of those points.
Oh, no, he's
or
not.
Or anything like that. It's just straight up him being blunt.
Near the end of that episode, so really it's like Shani ends up gaining weight, and then she loses weight, and then she gains a bunch of weight. And I think she loses a little bit, but she does apologize for that. She's like, Dr. Now, I just want to say, I'm sorry for my outburst the other day and getting very emotional with you. And he just, he was nice, but he just straight up said, he's like, oh, that's fine, Shani, but I'm not going to accept your apology right now because you haven't lost the weight. So the way that you can apologize to me is by hitting your weight loss goals. And when you hit those, I'll accept your apology.
Brutal.
Oh, man.
I love
Again,
it.
he didn't get there by being nice.
Yep.
He got there by being honest.
Yep.
Oh, man.
Like, star of the show right there.
Star of the show. Truly.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, man. The next thing I wanted to talk about, we're kind of going back to games a little bit. But,
okay.
I know this is... So, Sean, I've told you about this before, but like how in the Middle East, just piracy is rampant over there and all that stuff. Yeah, so for anyone that doesn't know, like I've been to Jordan several times. I got a lot of family out there. Shout out to the fam. But when we would go out there now, I haven't been to Jordan since 2007, I want to say.
Has it really been that long?
It's been a long time, yeah. But last time I went there, you can go to, so like, piracy is okay there. They don't respect copyright is what I'm saying. So you go, if you go to the street, you can find like bootleg PC games, bootleg PC applications on discs, bootleg DVDs and VCDs and stuff for like 25, 50 cents, something like that.
Yep.
If you want to go somewhere nice, like you go to the mall, some malls, but you go to the mall where you have a nicer clientele and you have storefronts and you have air conditioning, then you might pay, about double that. So you're going to be paying about like $1 for your bootleg movie instead of 50 cents. But also there's a direct correlation in normally if you go to a nicer store, your disc is guaranteed to like not really have errors and all that stuff. Really the only issue with that is because the people who sell on the street, they're doing that illegally because they don't have a business license to sell.
Yeah.
Which is why also they don't have any overhead, so they're able to sell cheap. And the best thing is with that as well too is a lot of times cops will come by and they'll see these people selling on the streets. If they catch you, they'll kind of just be like, yo, you can't do this. Like, do you got a business license? Nope. All right, get the hell out of here.
Yeah, like they just pick up their stuff and leave. Yeah,
and they come back 15 minutes later.
Exactly.
So, I've never been to Saudi Arabia for this, but I've had over there. So, what I was trying to say, going back to all the bootleg stuff that's there. The last time I went, they had PC, music CDs, DVDs, PS2 games all over the place, yeah. PS1 games. And one shop that I found in a really nice area of the town we were at, in the very far back, they had a small sliver of Xbox 360 titles. And this was like the most I'd ever seen for pirated goods there. Like these games were like $5 a piece. And that was expensive. Yeah. Actually, did Ninja Gaiden 2 come out in 2008?
I don't remember what year, but that sounds pretty
2008,
close.
2009 maybe?
Yeah.
Ninja Gaiden, let me look it up right. Because I remember I saw a bootleg copy of Ninja Gaiden 2 over there. Let me see. All right, Ninja Gaiden 2, 2008. Okay, so I haven't been there since 2008 then. So a little bit sooner. But
yeah.
Anyways, what ended up happening was... So like I've gone there. I remember there were a few times I'd gotten bootleg goods, whatever it was. It was interesting to see some of the stuff as well too. And I should pull some of it out as well too at one point. I think I have a few times on the channel just for giggles. But you could get like when you buy game systems there, a lot of times they're like pre-modded. So for example, in like 2008, a PS2 there was like $250-$300.
Wow, crap.
Really expensive, but you bought it brand new but pre-modified.
Yep.
So you buy your $300 PS2 and you buy your games for $1 each.
And it balances out real quick.
It balances out real quick. Exactly. So that's how it goes over there. That's how it is in that part of the world, at least.
Yeah.
So there have been a few times where in the past few years I hadn't gone, but I'd had family members go over there and such. And I had one family member where he went over and he just asked, he was like, hey, what do you want? And I was like, I don't know, just get me a game. It's just because I didn't need it. I just wanted the novelty of having it. I was like, get me an Xbox 360 game. I'll be happy with that.
Yeah.
Just for the giggles, just to have it.
Just to have it, yep.
I remember he came back and I asked about it and he's just like, dude, I don't know what games you like. I don't know what games you own. I don't know what the hell you wanted. Like, you could have given me a list or something. And then I probably looked a little bit disappointed. And as he was telling me that, he's like, oh, wait, did you just want, like, any game just to have it? And I'm like, yeah. Yeah, I did. He's like, oh, I'm really sorry. I didn't even think of that when I was there. You know what? Next time, it's all good. Next time I go, I'll get one for you. And I was like, okay, cool. And he's like, yeah, no, my bad. I thought you wanted a specific game. I didn't know you just wanted a game. I was like, yeah, no, I wanted just like as a shelf piece, as like a talking point. That's it. Yeah, like if I want the game, I'm actually gonna buy it. It's fine. Then a few years later, he ended up going back there. And came back, and this time the excuse was, which it was valid, he was just like, man, I was so busy, and there was this going on, I was going everywhere, I didn't even have time to shop for anyone. And I was like, oh, that's fine, no big deal.
Cool.
Yeah. So recently, I had one of my friends go over, not to Jordan, but to Saudi Arabia. And he was chatting, he was hitting me up over there and all that stuff. And he was like, hey, is there anything here you want? And I'm just like, get me a game. Like, I just
want the game.
Yeah, my family has failed twice so far. Maybe you can be the redemption on here, right? And he's like, is there... Oh, and he understood. He didn't even have to ask. He's like, okay, fine. I'll find you something. Like, PS2 games should be easy to find. We're probably not going to find anything else. I was like, oh, okay, cool. And then he even asked me, he's like, do you want to PAL PS2, by the way? Because, like, I can get you one here, and, like, they'll be cheap enough, and it'll be pre-modded as well. And I asked, like, okay, well, how much do you want for it? And he just said... Don't even worry about the price. Like, I really do not care. If you want one, let me know. I'll buy one for you. I'll bring it over.
Yep.
And I was like, yo, awesome. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. But please, if you need anything on it, let me know. A few weeks later, he came back. I saw him. And man, it was just, because it's burned into the lineage there. So that's why it's disappointing. But they decided to clean up their copyright stuff.
Really?
Yep. And he said, he's just like, dude, I looked around. I went to all the shops I used to go to. None of them sell games. Because he said that Saudi Arabia has now become much more friendly with copyright. Because now they're doing a few things. So, for example, like now, you actually have like Xbox Live and PlayStation Network with stronger region-specific services in that part of the world. Saudi Arabia is also doing their own rating system. They used to go according to the PEGI system. They used to just import games from Europe and go according to that system. Yeah. But now Saudi Arabia, they want to put some lockdown on that. There's certain games that they're blocking in Saudi Arabia as well, too. Mm-hmm. Because of religious things, because of nudity, because of language, because of themes in the game, whatever it is. So they're wanting to censor that a little bit more. Yeah. On top of that, there's pretty much been, for all of this generation and most of last generation, there was really no piracy. Like PlayStation 1, tons of piracy. Yep. PlayStation 2, tons of piracy. PlayStation 3, and PlayStation was real big over there. Xbox really didn't have anything, so that's why I keep talking PlayStation. Yeah. Like Xbox and Nintendo weren't super big there because you couldn't pirate that stuff as easily.
Yeah, it was harder. Yeah,
exactly. Sure. PS3 took years for jailbreaks and stuff to come out, and even so, then when you jailbroke your system, you installed your games internally or you put them on an external hard drive. You couldn't sell a disc.
Yeah, there was no disc involved.
Exactly. Yeah. So with jailbreaks, what they would do is they would sell services. So you bring your PS3 in for like $50, they mod it, and they add 10 games. Whenever you want games added, you bring a hard drive or you bring your system, and you pay like $2 a game, whatever it is. Yeah. But around that time as well, too, PlayStation 2 piracy came back around and skyrocketed because people still wanted to play their bootleg games. Yeah. Their cheap bootleg games. They couldn't pirate PS3 games, so PS2 became super popular. But my friend was telling me he was going to all these stores and they didn't really elaborate. It was like an unspoken thing. He's like, hey, so where's your bootleg stuff? And there's like, oh, we're not allowed to sell that anymore.
Wow.
They couldn't give him an actual reason. They would just say, oh, no, we are not allowed to sell that anymore. But there was a loophole with it. It seems like they can't sell the physical games. They cannot sell physical pirated PS1 or PS2 games. Yeah. But he asked, he's like, but they still do the services. So they'll like have, like on their server, they'll have like pirated PS2 ISOs, pirated PS3 games, and they'll be like, hey, if you want, bring your PS3 in, and for $30, we'll mod it and we'll put 10 games on there, whatever it is. Yeah. So he even asked for that. He tried to go around it. He's like, oh, so do you guys do PS2 games at all? And they're like, yeah, if you want, we can mod your PS3 and put PS2 games on it. He's like, oh, okay, so like if I bring in my own PS3, you can do that? But you can't sell me the physical games. They said, yeah, we can't do the physical games.
But we can do it digital.
But we can just, load them onto your system for you. Yeah. But even he said at that point it's not very good because they only have the super popular PS2 games or the PS2 games that are well known. They don't have the obscure weird titles. Like, you're not going to find another Pepsi Man.
Dang it.
I know, man. Pepsi Man.
That's such a good game, man.
Dude, it is a fun game.
Oh, my goodness.
But yeah, no, so all that was going on with it. But he said he even went to the shady parts, like just the shady, seedy areas that he used to go to. He couldn't find a modded PS2. He couldn't find, modded chipped consoles. He could not find a single bootleg PlayStation 2 disc for sale.
That's insane.
I know. And people might be saying, oh, well, duh, that's fine. It's like, no, you don't understand. There were entire shops, marketplaces, malls devoted to this shit. Yeah. I think you can still get like pirated movies and such, because also over there the internet is slow. Yeah, the internet there is pretty bad, and it's much slower compared to what might be in the U.S. or Europe or wherever it is. So they'll still rely on things like that. But when it comes to games, it's pretty much a no on that. Yeah, unless you do the services, and I feel like that's more because it's not a tangible good. Yeah. Yeah. So.
That's really sad to hear, man.
I know.
It's just so cool seeing those
That's an entire lineage gone. Yeah, man. That's an entire way of history gone.
Yeah, man. Oh
man. Yeah, no. I was part of me hurt when I heard that. I'm like, oh man. Never be the same.
Yeah. It's like you would have to actually find like basically the black market of it.
No, even my friend, when he was going around to the, like, he was going to the, not like a black market,
yeah.
But no, he was going to the seedy areas.
And they weren't wow,
No.
that's insane.
Sean, that's what I said. Like, he went to everywhere he could find. He's like, okay, let me go to the places that were definitely selling sometimes things they shouldn't.
Yeah.
Couldn't find a modded system, couldn't find anything on that.
My God.
Yeah. Things done changed.
Hey man, I guess that's what happens, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if there's anybody from the Middle East who might be listening to this, but if you've gotten this far, please like leave a comment telling us like what it's like over there now for the piracy scene. I would love to know that.
How did it change and everything?
I talked to a dude in get this. I talked with a dude in Jerusalem who is a modder, and I think he has a shop as well too. Real nice guy. And he said that, I remember it was kind of flattering because he was like, oh no, man, like if you came over here, your work would be so much better than these other guys and you should be teaching. Now get this, if you want to know how to mod systems and such, they have classes on that. What? So people will travel to these classes and learn how to mod, Xboxes and PlayStations and Nintendo systems. And they take that knowledge and go back and either open up their own shops or they work at computer and gaming shops. And they put those skills to the test and do those services. But yes, you can actually go to classes to learn how to do this shit. What? I didn't know that until a few years ago when this guy told me.
Dude, that's kind of mind-blowing.
I know. But also it was kind of nice when he was just like, yeah, your stuff is better than any of these teachers. I'm like, oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Yeah.
Go get your PhD in it, dude.
Oh, man, maybe I should. So I got one last topic here that I was going to talk about. But, Sean, what games are you currently playing right now?
Oof.
What's in your rotation?
My rotation right now, I mean, I'm kind of taking a break from Overwatch.
Okay.
I've been playing it since it came out, so it's like on and off still right now.
You're playing on PC primarily after were you switching between Xbox and PC?
I was switching between Xbox and PC, but since I had more people on Xbox, I was playing it on Xbox. Of course. But recently, I finally started leveling up and doing competitive stuff on PC. Right. But I've been kind of taking a break from that. I've been dabbling in a couple Switch games, just like smaller arcade games like Wizards of Legend and stuff like that. But then I just recently picked up Far Cry because it was on sale.
How is that? Far Cry 5?
Yep, Far Cry 5. I got it because it was just... I haven't played a Far Cry in a while. I think the last one I played was 3 or 2. Mm-hmm. And like it was just a fun game to dick around in. And this one keeps up to that point. There's such silly missions in it. The gameplay's solid. I just wanted not a competitive shooter. I just wanted a roaming like PvE kind of setting.
No, I got that. That. That's awesome. So, yeah, no, right now, let's see. So I even have a list of what we've been doing, but we ended up, we as in like my girlfriend and I picked up Detroit Become Human.
I want to play that or watch it. It looks fun.
It's so good. But no, the way we decided to do it was like I'm playing through it and then she's making the choices, or we're like deciding what choices we're going to make together and stuff.
That's cool.
Played through it. Game was great. And then we decided to play through the other Quantic Dream games. So then we played Beyond. And then we played Heavy Rain.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and then I was introducing her to the other games that are more like storybook-ish. So not Telltale, that might be next, but we just finished Life is Strange.
I heard that one was good.
Because I beat it once a few years ago. Like I was playing it as it came out. But playing it through again was really good.
Like those games, they're meant for the story, but it's like, oh my God, they hit home every single time.
Speaking of hitting home, one thing, so those are the games I've finished, but one game that I'm playing right now, I picked it up on Switch because Metal Jesus Rocks did a video talking about like recommended Switch digital games or like hidden gems on there. Have you heard of Night in the Woods?
I think I have. I'm trying to like imagine what it looks like, but I think I've heard of this game.
So get this, like I heard the concept of it in here and I was like, wow, that like just for the record, I like right now I can't relate to it in my current state in life, but I was like, wow, this really hits home. Like this is realistic. I want to play this. So it's very much a narrative driven game.
Yep.
And it's about this girl named May, who she's 20 years old. She's been away from home for the past 2 years because she was going to college, and she decided to drop out of college.
Yep.
So she came back to her hometown. She's staying with her parents. She's the college dropout. So now she's going through the trials and tribulations of seeing how her hometown has changed. Some of her favorite places have closed. All of a sudden, the town has expanded. There's new things there.
Yeah.
Several relationships have broken off. Several relationships have spun up. Some people have passed away. Some people have run away. Some people have moved away. More people have moved in. She's now reconnecting with her old friends.
Yeah.
And kind of going through that frictional thing of, oh, I've been 20 and I've been doing, stuff for the past 2 years, and you kind of just bummed around, but wait, now I'm the bum as well too, while other people are doing great stuff. So kind of just going through that weird social angst type thing.
Yeah.
And that just sounded like the type of thing that I exactly wanted to play through and try and experience that story.
Yeah.
Because it's a relatable 20-something.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah. And it sounded great. And by the way, everything is, all the characters are animals.
Yeah.
Yeah, so all the characters are animals. So,
I thought I knew what
so
this
it adds
game was.
that cuteness to it. And the only other thing on there that I'll reveal is there is something that you did before you moved away. And people are either too polite to mention it, or they will mention the thing, but they will not say what it is.
Yeah.
So you're kind of just like being shamed with a few things as well too, and it just that just sounded like an incredible narrative to me that I want to play. Just something like it's not like it's going to be a legendary story by any means.
Yeah.
I like it so far, but it just sounded so down to earth and grounded.
It's because I think it's relatable. Like
yes.
A lot of situations in like those kind of games, it's like they just hitting that relatable sense to like some people, and it's just like, or like some people actually have never lived that in their life, and they're just like, I know a friend that's lived through that. I kind of want to know what that's like, and it's a great way to tell it.
Mm-hmm. I know Heavy Rain this time around, it didn't affect me, like it didn't hit me. But the first hour of the game, I'm sure you've seen a good amount of Heavy Rain,
yep.
right? So kind of spoilers here, but the game came out so long. It came out in 2009.
I mean,
so
at this point, come on.
Yeah, I'd still recommend playing it, but hey, so no, there's one point, the first hour into the game, one of the characters, your son ends up dying.
Yeah.
In the game, and I remember the first time I played that hit me. That hit me hard. One of my friends, he is, just a tatted up, bald, metal as fuck dude. A big gamer as well, too. I remember at the time when that came out, because I asked him about it, because that was the game that made me get a PS3. So I was like, yo, this is the best game ever. And I asked him about it, and he's like, oh, I couldn't play that game. I had to stop playing it. And I was like, wait, what? You stopped playing it? Why? He's like, there's some things, and he got really serious, but he's like, there's some things that when you become a father, you cannot see.
Yup.
And I'm just like, dude, I feel it. I don't need to ask anything else. I totally feel that.
Nope. It's just nope, I'm not living through that. I don't want to know how that feels.
Yeah.
And I don't want to think about it.
Yeah, but that scene made him quit playing the game. And he even said, he's like, no, I thought the game was great. I liked it, but I could not handle the subject matter.
Yep. And that's great storytelling right there.
Yep.
Making
someone feel
that
like
emotion.
That. Exactly.
And they're hitting home with all those games right now.
Exactly. I'm loving it.
Yeah.
I'm really loving it.
I don't care if there's no gameplay in the game, whatever.
Exactly. It's I don't really want to play through that right now.
Yeah.
So if I want more gameplay though, I'll play God of War, which I still need to finish. Yeah. But
dude, that's great all around.
Oh man, dude, that game is perfection so far.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I love how, and even so, the kid is the perfect blend of annoying. Sometimes you get annoyed by him, and it's just no, this is good game design.
Yeah, he's a kid.
He's a child, exactly. I love when he starts mocking his dad too. And he's just mumbling. He's like, "You only want me when I translate stuff."
Becomes a little shit, dude.
Oh yeah, because his dad has been gone for so long, and his dad's always been distant, and he's been super close to his mom. So his mom dies. Now all of a sudden he has to hang out with this dude who, he's your dad, but you don't know a damn thing about him.
It's probably one of the greatest games about bonding.
Yes, it is.
There's other really good games where it's two people become best friends or something like that, or two people that are friends become deeper friends because of the gameplay.
Yep.
That game solidifies character building and everything.
When you're talking about that, I think the thing I'm thinking of, the paradigm shift of emotion with that comes to mind is Gears of War 2. Just the whole narrative and dynamic between Marcus and Dom changes after he finds out his wife is dead.
Yeah, like because originally when the first Gears game came out,
you knew like nothing.
I didn't know about it, and then I didn't like it because they looked funky.
Yeah. Well, I remember you said it was because they were these big, jacked, poop-looking dudes who had small heads.
They looked like poop because of their armor and stuff, and they had dinky little heads, which is still true.
It's still true.
And I still make fun of it, but I actually like the game now. But yeah, like, I completely agree with that. Like, that was another really good game about, like, two people bonding. That wasn't just about chainsawing dudes in half. It's like...
Well, the first one was.
The first one was.
Yeah. But no, I just remember, like, I think I need to replay that as well, too. But Gears 2. So, again, a game that's, like, 10 years old at this point. So, kind of spoilers here. But, hey. No. Like, you're playing as Marcus and your partner's Dom. And y'all are, like, best friends until the end and all this stuff. But he's looking for his wife. And at one point, like, there's just the scene where he sees his wife and he finds out she's dead. And, like, oh, I'm getting goosebumps just talking about this. But at one point, no, like... He's just like holding her vegetable state body because she's not dead at the time, but she's essentially a vegetable. And he's like, Marcus, no, she's fine. And he just like, Marcus just comes over. He puts his hand on Dom's shoulder. He's like, Dom. And Dom's just like, no, it's okay. He just looks up at Marcus and Marcus just says, Dom.
Yep.
And just conveys everything there. Marcus walks away. You hear the gunshot. And after that, for the rest of the game, it's just... The dynamic of talking they have between them,
it's gone. And
it's gone because Marcus, it's that awkwardness, it's that tension. It's like, you just killed your wife. I don't want to sit here in silence, but I want to talk to you, but I don't know how to approach you because Marcus is also a very hardened dude.
Yeah,
who would never, he's been absent of emotion for so long.
Yeah,
so he doesn't fully know how to emote properly.
Yeah.
And he doesn't know how to handle the situation. And Dom, of course, just lost his wife that he's been looking for years.
Yeah.
So he's not prepared to deal with any of this either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and it's like, it's such good storytelling. And then they like, I love it because they drag it into the third game and like more spoilers. And it's like, it's a lot less emotional, but it's like.
Because at that point then in Gears 3, Dom is... in Gears 2 he's mourning. In Gears 3 he's angry about his loss.
Yeah. But like I think they really definitely brought it back in when like, he sacrifices himself.
Correct.
Wasn't necessary or anything like that.
No. That was more I have a lot of issues with Gears 3. But Gears 2 is just like
it's so good.
Like the campaign on that is perfect to me. Like perfect length, perfect pacing.
Yeah.
Like great gameplay, great storytelling, level design, just like that game. Just as I said, the oh my god, the campaign's so good. This is why I need to replay it.
Yeah,
fuck the first Gears.
Yeah, the first Gears was just like this is Gears of War.
Exactly.
The second game was like really good gristled like game design. Like it brought all the fun things from the first game, but then it was like great storytelling.
Yeah.
And like the progression and learning like about the world and everything was just so good.
My thing with Gears 3 is it's just like, okay, so this game was about 8 hours on average. Two or three of those hours were pure filler. The reason why they added in, the reason why they dragged out the game to about 7 or 8 hours is because it was supposed to be the last game. So they decided to say, we need to pad this a little bit. They put Ice-T in there, which is cool, but Ice-T served nothing. Ice-T is in the game because he's Ice-T, and that's it. Dom sacrifices himself. He didn't sacrifice himself because he needed to. He sacrificed it because they wanted to make it dramatic and spice up the game a little bit. That's why I have all these little issues with Gears 3, because they just have all these cliches of, oh, you didn't really like Gears 1. I feel like, okay, that's like the beta. That's opening you to the game. Gears 2, perfection with the campaign. Gears 3, it's like, okay, the gameplay is there, don't get me wrong. And the multiplayer was great for the most part. But when it comes to the storytelling, the devices, everything else, it's like, okay, yeah, these are all symptoms of we need to stretch this out and make it flashy because it's the end of a trilogy.
Like,
and that's it.
We had a general layout of how we wanted to end it. But we need to figure out a way to make it epic, but it really didn't turn out that epic.
Because Gears of War 2 was shorter than Gears 3, and I had no issue with it. And if Gears 3 was 2 or 3 hours shorter, if they cut out that filler, I would not have minded that. Yeah, but I remember distinctly playing through the game because I played through it all in a day. And I just remember playing through it, I was like, yeah, about at least 2 hours of this game is just completely useless.
Like, it's like if you cherry pick the good parts out of it and made it its own thing, it would have been a pretty good game.
Yeah.
Like, it definitely, it would have not definitely lived up to 2.
Yeah.
Because the story was
two, you also had, like, Ty, you had Tex. You had, like, really awesome characters that got introduced into 2.
Yeah, and Ty died.
Oh, yeah. Do you remember the poll that they did for Gears 3? It's like, should we kill Carmine?
Dude,
yes
I
or no?
loved that. I was just like, dude, Carmine has to die. He has to. I'm sad he didn't, but you know.
Yeah, well, the audience voted no.
I know.
Yeah, for anyone that doesn't catch the reference on that, so there's a family, and this is the Carmine family, and in Gears 1, he's like the first person to die.
Anthony died.
Yeah.
In the first one. The second one was Ben.
Yeah, so Ben Carmine dies in the second, and the third one, because again, they're going all out for the trilogy, they're just like, all right, we're going to leave it to the community. Do we kill Carmine, or do we save him this time around? And the community said, hey, let's save Carmine.
Let's save Carmine. Let's see what happens this
But
time.
I think they joked around it, like, in the game quite a bit, where, like, there were so many times he almost died.
Yeah. Dude, also, I loved it.
Just remember one of the best tutorials was in Gears 2, where it's like, what was that? It was like a weird monkey dog thing. Wait, that was it again. It was the weird monkey dog thing.
Dude, I loved it because, like, every time Carmine died in a way, but it was like he died because he was teaching you something.
Yes. Yeah, the first time he just died because he died, but the second time, I remember, like, they make Carmine the most lovable character, so it's like they giveth you the Carmine, but they taketh him away.
Yeah. And, like, dude, that's what I loved about the third game. They were like, look at this super ripped Carmine. Like, he's like all the other Gears, like, main characters, except he still has the Carmine helmet.
Yep.
And then it was just like, now is he gonna die?
Nope.
Yep.
Nope. Oh, man. Well, I think that's about it I had for my stuff here. Yeah. So, Sean, I guess here's the thing. Normally, I ask my guests here where they can find you and all that, but you really don't do the social media thing or what is it, like the YouTube thing?
Nope.
Anything. So I guess wait for you on the channel to come back. Is that it?
Pretty much it. I mean, like, maybe I'll make a social media account that people can contact me at, but I mean, I doubt I would ever use it.
Right.
But,
right.
Yeah, I'm just Sean.
Just Sean. Yeah, we appreciate you having you on, Sean. It was
hey,
fun
man,
time.
It's great. I love doing these things, man. So anytime.
I think this is the first podcast you've been a part of, right?
Yeah, this is something completely new to me. I only ever watch podcasts.
Welcome to the world of podcasting.
It's super fun. I like it.
I like it too.
Yeah.
Anyways, this is Mr. Mario signing off. Thank you all for watching and listening, everyone. And until next month, we'll see you then, I guess.
Yep.
See you, hear you, whatever it is.
Yep. See you guys.